Hand clap to the master, guys. We are finally back again for another reaction on the one and only Mystelics reaction, guys. Big up all the Mystelics YouTube family out and all over the entire universe right there. Big up yourself right there for definitely tuning into this year another reaction. And of course the newcomers out there, the new people out there, the new viewers, the new watchers, everybody who are new to this channel. Big up yourself for definitely tuning in to this year reaction video for whatever reason, guys. Of course, if you would like to definitely become a part of the Mystelics family by definitely subscribing and then clicking the bell and then what? Click all, and you'll be pretty much notified when I drop my videos right there. And then this is pretty much where I give my reactions on different things pertaining to that of Caribbean people across Dominica, the Caribbean, and the rest of the world. By extension, I said that flawlessly. You guys should understand what I'm saying. Some people say I talk pretty fast. But sometimes, guys, my mouth is just trying to keep up with my brain, man, because my brain is just going phew. You see that phew, man. But yes, guys, the limitations of humanity, brothers and sisters, the limitations. But of course, I know some of you guys can have experienced certain things like this already, where you want to say certain things, but it just, you know, Anyways, guys, what I said right there. Of course, I want you guys to show. But I want to show you guys something right there, which I think is something that is increasingly happening over the years for some strange reason, guys. This is a lot of, not just the taking of little people, but of course of women as well. And of course, I think this is something that you guys might want to take a listen to. So take a listen to this right there, guys.
Hey guys, I just had to stop down in the middle of my day because there's something so important that I want to draw attention to. We're not hearing enough about how we women, black women, are under attack. 75,000 women and young girls have just disappeared. And
75,000 just disappeared just like that. No trace. They don't trace them back nowhere.
If you ask me, not enough people are talking about it. It should be all over the news, all over the radio. These are sisters, mothers, wives. Aunties. Our babies are just disappearing. Sex trafficking and human trafficking, human organ trafficking is at an extreme high. This is not random. This is big business that we're talking about.
And some of these guys has a lot to do with the wealthier people of society. When they don't get it in anything, they then target living people. That is something that is happening in the East for certain, and it seems like it's crippling into the West. And then of course, you know, who knows where these people are? They just disappear without any trace. And sometimes you ask yourself, what exactly is going on? I remember a particular incident where they were talking about the politicians and these people, they will go in certain places to do things by a certain man who apparently took, it's alleged that he took his own life in prison. But they were doing certain things, and when you ask yourself, well, what has become of this list of people that were named? What has become of the politicians or those people that were named? Nothing seems to be happening. So if that is happening in broad daylight in front of people where these things happening, much less for the rich people doing certain things and probably taking people and stuff. This is why I had to put this out there, because I've noticed that this thing is taking precedence a lot in this day and age. I even saw a video today where a lady, she was going out of the pharmacy store and she saw a big van. She saw a big van right next to her. She's checking it out of everywhere. You could have easily parked somewhere else. Why right next to me? So that person must have been marking that lady driving the car when she goes in the store and was trying to take her. So she called one of the individuals in the store to walk her to the car to make sure that everything is okay, you know. And then the worker of the pharmacy walked her to the car. She got in the car, and as soon as she got in the car and started the car, the vehicle turned on and started rolling back and drove off. There's also another thing that they tend to put little tie wrap on your car handle to make people who do these things know that you are a target. So then they mark you. Her father was doing that, checking how come he always seeing tie wrap by on his daughter's car, and she checking, she don't know anything about that. She goes to work, she normally comes home at night and those kind of things there, and then her father every morning he's like, why are you putting tie wrap? She says she doesn't know anything about that, only to find out that that is the case right there. So be mindful.
Intentional, and people in high places know about it. We have got to be alert. We got to be cautious, and we got to be diligent because our lives depend on it.
True.
So I want you to do what I do. I mean, I'm literally, you know, call me crazy when I'm out with my children, but I'm always watching. You have to be. When you leave Walmart or you leave Target or you leave the supermarket, where did you park?
By the way, before she continues, guys, one of the things that these people that target these people tend to do They look for single people or people who are single mothers, or they target the people that don't have husbands. They don't have boyfriends or this kind of things. They target you guys. And it's not necessarily in the Caribbean, although some people end up missing, like the Kanisha girl. She ended up missing, no trace, nothing. We don't know nothing. Her mother disappeared the same way too. We have no clue what is going on at all. But of course, we know that this happens in the bigger countries, in the first world countries. It happens in the first world countries, and sometimes rich folks go to the third world countries to try to take people and say, hey, we'll give you a nice life. And then boom, you go with person, and that's it. Family don't hear from you again. You yourself kind of trace back to nobody because the rich person say, don't talk about me and all this kind of stuff. Anyways, guys, be mindful, eh? It is trickling down and will be here in the Caribbean as well. If not, it has not been. If it hasn't really been in the Caribbean already.
Okay, what cars were next to you? What cars are next to you now? Are there vans next to you? Because you know what they're doing? When you go to get in your car, they're opening the side doors, jumping out, injecting these women, and they're paralyzed, and that's how they're snatching them. We've heard it from sex trafficking victims that that's exactly what happened. Out of the blue, someone grabbed them, injected them, and that's all they remember. Also, they're putting things on your front window. So now you get in, you get out your car, you go around to grab it off your front window, and that's how they're getting you, or your back window. They have these little black snip ties. They put them on your car and you say, what is that? Let me get out and take it off. Forget about it. Leave it. Who cares? It's material stuff. If there's something on your window, you drive home, you drive to a safe area, you go to a well-lit area where there's a lot of people, then you take it off.
And the reason why they're targeting black women, guys, is black women are some of the most single people on planet Earth. They are the least people who are getting married. Have relationships that they actually can rely on, that a boyfriend or a man will protect them. A man's duty is to protect a woman, and when women say they don't need men, then these women literally making themselves targets. When they say they don't need men, they say they don't need men, and these women that say they don't need men are then targeting them. 75,000 per year. Black women, eh?
But do not fall for the okie doke. Your life depends on it. I want you to make sure you send this video, send this message to every woman that you know. We've got to take care of ourselves. We got to look out for us, because the media doesn't seem to care as much as they should.
The media themselves might be in it too. Look at how they're burying all kind of information that has come out. They're burying all sorts of information. Look, the Hunter Biden, when they were burying that, telling people it's lie, bringing all kind of fact checkers to say it's lie. Only to find out that the fact checkers need to be fact checked because they were lying. Only to find out it was true, and the media tried to bury it, and they're still trying to bury it today. Boy, I tell you, media is one of the most powerful things on planet Earth. They can literally change your narrative, making up story, making you believe, and putting music and all kind of things to target your emotion, to make you feel a certain way. Boy, I tell you, I know you know, I'm an editor. I know about these things. I tell you, boy, people doesn't listen, no, boy.
We're not the leading story of the day. And I think that's what these sex traffickers are counting on, that people are not valuing the lives of black women.
Because black women say they don't need men. That could be a fact as well. They say they have my job and everything. What I need men for? What? 75,000 of all you disappearing per year.
Please send this to your child, send this to your mother, send this to your sister. We have got to be diligent, and we've got to be cognizant. Pay attention, be alert. I love you.
Yes, guys, so I had to put this out there for you guys out there. I know there's a number of persons who tend to watch my videos, not just, especially some people of mine went up to the UK and it's like, yo, Mystelics, you're very popular up there. Well, I'm bringing it to all the masses out there in the UK, in the United States, in Canada, in Wales, in the East as well. There's a number of people, China, there's a number of places people tend to watch me. I'm global, guys. Yo, boy, global. But anyways, guys, all I said right there, I think it's vital that people know this information, and don't be say, guys, they're not in Dominica. It's coming if it's not there already. So we have to be mindful of these kinds of things as well. Anyways, guys, let's continue. So this is also another thing that I saw, but this one is in Dominica, guys. Yes, So a vehicle decided it checking the road too black, I guess. It may be getting gray, and say, okay, let me go in the grass instead. And I tired, I come out and see what hard. Let me rest myself in the bush. That is probably what the vehicle was thinking. I mean, you don't just decide to go in a bush just like that, eh? I mean, you don't just do something like this. But then maybe he's a foreigner that was driving that. You know, nowadays foreigners coming in, and let me see if he's a T that there. Well, we MacGyvers now. Let me see if he's a... Yep, that's a T right there, buddy. Yep, that's a T. That's a T. So maybe a foreigner was driving that. Foreigner don't care, it's not the car. Let's park that in the bush, man, and roll out. Guys, be careful on the road for me, please. Be careful, be mindful of your surroundings, and be careful on the road. I know situations and things can happen, true, but be careful on the road. That's not bad advice I'm giving all you. Be careful on the road, father. I mean, even something can happen to me too. Things can happen, situations can happen, God forbid. But be careful on the road, brethren. Be careful on the roads. Anyways, guys, moving along right there. This is something that I got last week. Last week or one of them days I got this right there, guys. And of course, this is First Caribbean Bank. And this is the bank I know that if you go in the ATM, you can actually get US dollars from it. No, apparently, what is happening? The Caribbean Bank is closing. CIBC, First Caribbean Bank, to close business in Dominica. This was written about 3 days ago on whichever news portal this is. I think it's Dominica News Online. First Caribbean International Bank, Barbados Limited, announced today that it will cease operations in Dominica on the 31st of January 2023. So they might celebrate a New Year's and, you know, and say, oh, well, that is our last, guys. We might celebrate 2023 if we get to see it. The Lord tarries. And of course, you know, that's it. They're going to be closing down. It seems like things are getting interesting in Dominica right there. And I was actually talking to an individual on a group, and he was talking to me how things were back then and how things are now, and things are fixed. And the same day he telling me things are fixed is the same day this thing came out. It's the same day this thing came out, talking about First Caribbean Bank will now close their operations. Not just them, but I think this month as well, Ruby's gas station will be closing down. Ruby's gas station in Jimit. I'm not sure for the rest of the island, but I think the rest of the island they're going to be closing down too. But they stated that they're going to be closing down. So not only do we have to watch for surroundings, not only we have to be mindful of our own things that we do, we also have to be mindful of our economy to see how it affects us. Because apparently, if they cannot stay, and just recently, Scotiabank left, Republic Bank came and replaced it, and people who have been, you know, wondering what on earth is going on with that bank. Because certain things they're supposed to correct, they're not correcting, and things are just, you know, being thing. Although they give a nice amount of money when you go to the ATM. It's not $1,000 like NBD. You can withdraw about $4,000 from the ATM in Republic Bank. But I mean, they need to do better on their services. I mean, you need to do better and so forth. Anyways, we're not talking about Republic Bank. We're talking about First Caribbean Bank. Right there. And of course, Bishop Barbados, 2nd September 2022, First Caribbean International Bank Limited, blah blah blah, Managing Director for Barbados and the OECS. This person right there noted, decisions like this are never easy and never taken lightly. And as we are mindful of the impact on our employees, the people that they hire, and of course our customers as well, we have made this decision in light of our stated strategy of simplifying our structure and following the sale of 2 of our business in St. Kitts and St. Vincent. So I'm guessing that other situations have also closed in other islands as well, in addition to the sale of our business in Aruba earlier in 2022. This person right there noted that the bank is mindful of its continuing obligations to our team in Dominica and to our clients during that period of transitioning out, or is somebody else going to be replacing, taking over? Is NBD going to be taking over that bank? Who knows? Because apparently NBD is all over Roseau. I think NBD has 2 or 3 banks in Roseau right now, and if they take over this one, they might have 3 or 4 of them. So what's gonna happen right there? It seems like NBD is the #1 bank in Dominica. And of course, where there's limited competition, more problems for the people who utilize these things. But we'll just have to see how things are going right there. I guess if they transition, they remove their money from First Caribbean Bank and bring it into NBD or Republic Bank. I think that is the only two banks remaining. Or of course, they can bring it to credit unions right there. Anyways, she stated that the bank is very mindful of the customers and employees and whatnot during the period of transition. We'll begin to contact our clients within the next few weeks to ensure that clients are aware of the need to transfer their deposits to another financial year. I just stated this very same thing. It'll make sense that you transfer it out, or you want them to keep it. No, you have to transfer it somewhere. Yes, sir. And anyways, so they'll be contacting their clients and everybody like that who have accounts in there, and they will ask them to transfer it or give them a check or something so they can make the transitions, what have you better. I think First Caribbean Bank is probably one of the international banks where you can actually do transactions better than in NBD and those other banks. Definitely better than Republic Bank. Republic Bank have a little problem, especially in the ATM. But anyways, when it comes down to international transfers, right there. Anyways, so she stated that they will be contacting individuals, and for she added, until we can put the necessary arrangements in place, we will continue doing what we've always done. I guess business as usual until they close down, and as they slowly transition out, helping our clients to make the right decision to maintain their financial health. I guess they say, hey, put your money there, put it there. I don't know, me that's saying what I want. Our focus is also on supporting our employees through this time of transition. So I'm guessing that they'll probably try to hire them somewhere else. So I don't know. So that means unemployment rate is gonna rise again in Dominica. A number of persons are gonna be unemployed, and of course there's not much jobs. Anytime you get jobs leaving Dominica, that's never a good thing at all. It's never a good thing. Never in the history of Dominica has jobs left Dominica like this. Guys, name me one time in history has jobs left Dominica. One time. Well, considering that they say 43 or 44 years of independence. 44 years of independence, brothers and sisters. So, well, this year will be 44 years of independence, but I mean, and they'll be in here for like what, 20 something years? 20 something. So I guess they have majority of the time, which means they are not doing well at all if businesses are living by the magnitude that they're living in. That is not a good thing for the economy right there, or for people in Dominica. Anyways, our focus is to also support, I guess maybe they'll give them some checks or whatever. The additional 6 months salary, additional, man. Things are hard in Dominica. Here's a 6 months, man. I don't know. I don't say what I want, guys. Anyways, we will continue to keep all our stakeholders apprised of the development as they unfold. Of course, this lady stated the bank's employees will continue to be available to facilitate, obviously until they have finally closed down in January 2023, right there. This is what the guy is talking about when he says that Dominica is fixed. It's fixed. It has become, it was mashed up before, now it's fixed. This is what you call fixed. Record-breaking numbers of jobs leaving Dominica is fixed. Sometimes I think some people have some mental problems, yes. Mental issues in their brains. This is why you don't always argue with people. I myself, I try my best, I try my best for people to understand what's going on. I mean, it's very obvious to see, but some people just blindly, just like this. You try to tell them, open their eyes and open your eyes. And tell you, no, I want to close my eyes. And that's crazy. I was mashed my eyes there. Anyways, guys, as you can see on the screen right there, this is another one that I've also seen right there. Of course, you know about Bubbles, guys. Bubbles is a businessman in Portsmouth, apparently. And apparently he made a post. And I think this is a post right there. This is a post from the individual right there. When a $20 ticket bursts the bubbles of a gold, and that's not it. Well, this is part of it, guys. We'll read this. So this is the ticket that they're talking about right there. He went to the airport and apparently he had to pay $20 to enter the airport for drop off a family friend or somebody that he knows. So you have to pay this right there. And of course, the reason why he had to pay it is because he struck the vehicle that he had, whatever, was a trade vehicle. And of course, they stated that you cannot do this. Can someone explain to me why I have to pay $20 at Douglas Charles Airport to drop my wife off? So I guess he dropped his wife off because my vehicle number plate has a T. Ridiculous! What is that pa? I think it's that pa. But anyways, I could be wrong. This is 2022. not the Stone Age. A T does not mean it's not a personal vehicle. Yeah, a T doesn't mean it's not a personal vehicle. But how do people know that it's a personal vehicle if there's a T on it? I mean, that's a trade vehicle because there's a T on the number plate. And based off the very people that you support that put that there on you in the country, because you must I think it's some people that are going to affect. You don't realize it affects everybody. The decisions that are made by the heads to even let the people have less money in their pocket going to affect you too. Or you think you're going to get certain privileges because you support that team? No, it's your team that putting that on you. And you're complaining about it $20 that you have to pay at the gate because your vehicle is a T vehicle. Because your vehicle is a T vehicle. You could have gone to get some equipment or whatever as a trade person to go at the back where they have goods coming in, and you can do this. Who knows what you're going to do? You say you can drop off, you can do this and then continue to go ahead and think. Who knows? But this is the rules that they've made. The people you support that have made this, and you think it's not gonna affect you? Well, there are a number of persons that have to say a few things right there in this regard of him not wanting to pay $20, but had to pay the $20 for him to bring his wife into the airport. When a $20 ticket bursts the bubbles of a golden crab millionaire. Golden crab. I heard that a particular individual stated that he was collecting crabs to build his mansions. And when you find people that were talking about who were dealing with crabs back in that same time, they never knew that person. So you yourself wondering, but where these crabs that person for? Where they go and trade those crabs? If the people that were dealing in crabs don't remember you making crabs, how on earth? When you go to sell crabs, you had the internet supply before everybody, it seems. Anyways, guys, before I sidetrack myself and I go on a whole tirade right there, my boy said she cannot believe that Bubbles, the crab millionaire, is mad at Badwell and not his friend Tomatoes. Tomato, I leave it at tomato, man. Tomato scared. He said that Bubbles is mad because he was charged $20 to drive his commercial vehicle onto the compound of the Menville Airport, aka Douglas Charles, aka Marigot Airport. The helper said, not how the same Bubbles took his weapon, this thing right there, after Patriots who visited the Savon Pie Villa. So Patriots went to say, hey, that is not yours, but you, okay. Anyways, my boy said that the $20 for the commercial and rental vehicle had to be approved by at least the cabinet. It had to be approved by the same cabinet that you support. Your people's them. They put it on you and you vex that you have to pay it. You think it's workers people or freedom mind people or papi people or the APP people or whoever else that have to do it. Just like when them laborites, when they hear that the government acquired Domlek back, they were happy, and you hearing some people say we don't have to pay expensive electricity again, only to find out that a month later, electricity bill go through the roof. In comparison to last year to this year, I had the chat on. I did the reaction and I had the chat on, and it's massive difference because laborites believe that they don't have to pay electricity again because their government take it, only to realize now that they fool themselves into believing the crap that they tell themselves. Now they believe the crap that they tell themselves is truly crap. You can't escape your cognitive dissonance because some of all it does is make up things in all your brain, and reality doesn't agree for you. Anyways, my boy said that $20 for the commercial rental vehicles had to be approved by at least the cabinet. Tomato Scarrett is ahead of, I know it's Tomato anyways, but Tomato Scarrett is ahead of the cabinet. Tomato Scarrett is also the Minister of Fun Ants. Fun Ants. Hey, there's something else. She said that Bubbles refused to blame his Bonjean because they are seasoned partners in crime and hunting golden crabs. It have to be golden crab, eh? Ah boy, them teleportation they use on them crabs you was finding their cell. That is, yeah. She said that Bubbles the Kaleli and the pastor that are from the same flock. I actually reacted to a video talking about the gas prices and stuff, and I wonder if he living in the same country and telling there's nothing that they can do, and you people would listen to that and believe the lie, knowing that there's something can be done. But if you don't know, if you're ignorant, well, maybe you're ignorant, so you don't know. So you have to excuse But ignorance is not an excuse, brothers and sisters. It is important for you to know for yourself, so people don't come and bamboozle you and tell you foolishness and you believe them. Thank you, sir, for telling me foolishness. Ah, boy, tell you, boy. Also, did not want to blame Tomato for the... I just said that when you're talking on MO News, increasing fuel prices. That is definitely the government's fault. How me and Motley them decreasing their things by removing VAT, and you telling me Dominica can do the same thing to influence... The helper said that the bubbles and pastor that person Adi Malquab qui passe weste ende un mem tu. I have no idea what that means. Let me know in the comment box below, brothers and sisters, what that means. That is why they split there. Well, that is another situation right there. We'll not talk about that. But anyways, guys, Lofty, of course, definitely have to chime in on this. And of course, I agree with some of the things. I didn't read all what he was saying, but from what he was saying in the beginning, guys, of course, this is definitely the case right there. This is a true and accurate reflection on what goes on, even on a grander scale, where all these psychopaths, I think it's psychopaths he was trying to say, of this corrupt regime is concerned. If a self-acclaiming crab catching, nobody falling for that crab catching nonsense. I mean, you will have to be a fool to believe that. I mean, if you catching crab and have to sell crabs to get a set of money to build this kind of houses that you have there, that is a heck of a thing, eh? But what that making it worse is when the people that doing crabs in those days don't even remember you collecting crab to export and this thing for you to make money. How you expect me to believe that? Who is... Anyways, if a self-acclaimed crab-catching millionaire like Bubbles have the unmitigated goal to even inquire about a meager $20 fee that is imposed by DASPO for any vehicle with a T on the plates, meaning that it is supposed to be in the trading business and therefore is exempted from certain duty and taxes in that country, how does Bubble expect for the port to make for the port to make its money? How does the Bubbles expect for the port to make its money from persons like him with such vehicles doing business? Yes, they are exempted from certain things in truth. So if you go into the airport, you get to get a little thing at least cheaper than the other people would get because you have a trade vibes going on. If Dominicans by now don't realize that all these DLP cultish guys are like parasites just sucking on the blood of this country, then you don't know is no one never Dominicans. Well, the no pass in 2019. I told you guys that this was the no one never time, not no one never know. For things to, let's say, everything decide to revamp up now, guys, that take about 20 to 30 years now, you know. Back in the day, if it wasn't 2019, there's a chance that they could get things and recuperate from the monies from CBI and start doing things, the right things with that CBI money. But now, where things going to go now? CBI dying, where that money going to use? They're going to get 20, 30, 40 years to revamp now. When back in the day, if there was a change and factories were building, then monies could start flowing in, and in about 5, 6, 10 years maximum, we back on track. We back on track, guys. But anyways, guys, this is a situation right there. The individual did pay the $20, and he was probably upset about it. But I mean, the rain falls on everybody, not just the laborites, not just the workersites and the freedomites and all the other ites and the laborites. They fall on the laborites too. They fall on everybody. When they make things, you think you can escape because you use that person and hey, you support that team. Hey, I support the government. Okay, cool. Give me your $20, please. This is what people don't understand. They think they're going to get certain privileges because they support somebody. Just like they do for the dumb leg thing. They think they don't. People literally think they wasn't going to pay electricity again. Boy, you know, easy boy. Only to the point where electricity price skyrocketed. It's best the dumb leg had to stay where it was before. Are you telling me we own a business now, and when we own it, we paying way more than we was paying back then when it was owned by somebody else? And you think they are for you? Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment box below. Why myself stay too long on this? Give your thoughts in the comment box below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications so you can get all the videos as they tend to come through right there and then. And I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Don't forget, guys, to download the Mystelics super app in the first comment in the comment box below. Of course, more vibrations are coming on the other channels as well, so definitely look out for that in this regard. I want to appreciate that 150%. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Remember, guys, be real, be positive. Let me get me a lunch.